It's a really beautiful story that's told in a way that hits deep and is relatable to a ton of people. The most important thing in the world for students of film, the thing which influences not only their standing in the film community, is the one, the only movie list. Of course, it's usually in relation to top films of all time. Today, however, we're looking at the 5 films everyone should watch. Regardless of the list that's being discussed, it always causes a ruckus. So hold on to your butts, get your notepads out, because I'm going to bless you with the best list ever compiled. The one list to rule them all. You guessed it, in no particular order, even though this is also my favorite movie of all time, we have The Fellowship of the Ring by Peter Jackson. And for the 2.5 people who don't know what this is, The Fellowship of the Ring is the first in a trilogy of films adapted by Peter Jackson from the books of the same name, written by J.R.R. Tolkien and published in the 1950s. It can be difficult to talk about just one of a trilogy of films, as they tend to flow into each other, and The Fellowship is no different. That being said, I believe that of the 3 films, it gives the audience the best holistic view of the characters, the stakes, and the world they live in. It has adventure, brotherhood, love, loss, a clear distinction between good and evil, a clear objective, and beautiful visuals to tie it all together. In my opinion, this film encapsulates not only what a film is, but what it's supposed to do. It's a mirror to the masses, showing us the struggles we all face, but also showing us the path to overcome those struggles. And like I mentioned before, the film is technically excellent. From the cinematography to the production design, every aspect of the film comes together to help further the story without standing out and distracting the audience from the themes running through the narrative. The second film that everyone needs to watch is Finding Nemo. Now, I know a lot of people don't like watching animated films, and I get that. But I included Finding Nemo anyway because it's a testament that great storytelling doesn't always come in the form you'd expect. It doesn't always have to look like Schindler's List, or Interstellar, or The Fellowship of the Ring. Finding Nemo is a story that is relatable to a ton of people. To the teenager who wants some independence but also finds the outside world a little terrifying. The parent who wants to see their child succeed but also wants to protect them from the dangers of the world. It's a really wholesome story about a father risking everything to save his son from a world that just wants to tear him to pieces. It's also about fellowship, the fellowship of 2 unlikely characters who learn to help each other as they traverse the unpredictable world. It has laughs, emotion, adventure, and the overcoming of obstacles seemingly impossible to overcome. It shows the importance of perseverance and the virtue of bravery in the face of insurmountable odds. The third film everyone needs to watch is the 2005 Pride and Prejudice. Okay, ladies, calm down. I know the 1995 version is your favorite, but hear me out. Technically, it's a miniseries, so it doesn't count. The 2005 Pride and Prejudice, just like the other versions, is an adaptation of the Jane Austen book by the same name, which was published in 1813. The story follows Elizabeth Bennet, played by Keira Knightley, as she navigates the difficult culture of courting. Through the story, the audience finds that first impressions don't always hold their weight. On the one hand, you have Mr. Wickham, and on the other hand, you have Mr. Darcy. Wickham's charm and charisma immediately influence the other characters' view of him in the beginning, but by the end of the story, you see him for what he really is. Darcy, on the other hand, appears to be almost apathetic, given his reserved nature, but by the end of the story is revealed to be the Prince Charming, if you will. The story focuses on the intricacies of relationships and the difficulties of navigating personalities, while playing along with the social norms of the day. It's a great film, captured beautifully with excellent cinematography and production design. The fourth film everyone should watch is A Quiet Place. Set in a post-alien invasion world, a young family has to find new ways to survive and thrive as their family continues to grow. The main plot element of the film is that the aliens hunt by sound, so their keeping silent is paramount for them staying alive. something they learned early on when their youngest child was taken from them. This is one of my favorite films of all time, and I love it because it's so rich with meaning. You have the necessary bravery of just living in that world, but also having to go out and scavenge for food and resources. There's the desire to bring new life into the world, despite the danger of uncertainty of what might happen, knowing full well the risk of things going wrong. And you have the self-sacrificial love, shown not only by Emily Blunt's character in giving birth while being hunted, but that of her husband, both in the movie and real life, John Krasinski's character making the ultimate sacrifice of himself to save his children. And that's what it is. It's a story about overcoming the fear and struggles of the crazy world we live in. It's about digging deep and doing what's right, no matter the cost. It's a very human story, and so is the final film on our list. Now, I'm sure most of you have already seen this, but I just had to include it. The fifth film everyone needs to watch is It's a Wonderful Life. It's a Wonderful Life is one of the greatest films ever made. I don't think many would disagree with that. It's a powerful film about the sanctity of human life and that the impact you have on those around you goes much, much farther than you could possibly know. It's a story about overcoming impossible odds, about pushing through the difficulties of life in the hope that one day you'll be rewarded. The film talks about the value of honesty in work and being charitable to those you interact with, even when the pressure of culture and your peers is pushing you to chase money or fame or ease. It's a story about a man who loves his wife and kids, a man who wanted to see the world, but realized his world was his family. And the fact that it's set at Christmas is just brownie points. It's a really beautiful story that's told in a way that hits deep and is relatable to a ton of people. So if you haven't watched it yet, maybe block out a night this Christmas to sit down with your family and give it a go. Anyways, those are my top 5 films I think everyone should watch. What's your list? Put it down in the comments below. I'd love to see which ones you'd pick. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it with your family and friends, subscribe for more film-related content, and I will see you next week.